Are you ready to catch a wave with WaveLinx? Hey, this is Floyd with CTAC Lighting and Controls, and I want to talk to you about WaveLinx from Cooper Lighting Solutions. We all know lighting controls can be a little bit scary, and when we hear that word lighting controls, probably some of us even shy away from it because it is scary. We've
been traumatized a little bit in the past.
Good news is that WaveLinx is out there, and it is a very user-friendly, simple system for not only the designer but the installer. WaveLinx makes all of our life a lot easier. Let's go through the parts and pieces here of WaveLinx that make it so great and simple. First thing we're going to talk about is the integrated sensor. It's personally my favorite. Gives you occupancy, vacancy, and daylight harvesting. Does on-off and 0 to 10 volt dimming. And best of all, it's factory installed, so you don't have to worry about installing that sensor. Designing with WaveLinx integrated sensor automatically meets Washington State Energy Code's luminaire level lighting control. And on top of that, you can get a rebate up to $75 from the local utility. And at $75, that almost pays for the sensor itself. All right, on to the... Whoa, what are you doing here?
Hey everyone, Mike Hopkins with Cooper Controls. Lloyd, you have to tell them what they can do if they're not utilizing an integrated fixture solution.
Kind of weird that you're here, but okay, I'll talk about that. All right, Mike does make a good point. What do you do for those fixtures that can't have an integrated sensor? Decorative pendants, wall washers, etc. They have a 20 amp power pack, on, off, and 0 to 10 volt dimming, and it talks wirelessly to the switches and occupancy sensors. And this is also rated for plug load control. Speaking of receptacles, WaveLinx has a controlled outlet with push button pairing. So if we're using this power pack solution, how are we going to get daylight and occupancy to meet code? Good news, they have a sensor here which does occupancy, vacancy, and daylight harvesting. You can do small areas or large areas. It is powered by a pair of AA's, which is warranted for 10 years, and has a magnet on it. So guess what? Slaps right on the grid. And have you ever had a problem where the sensor was in the wrong location, you had to move it? Recut tile? Not so much fun. This is a lot easier just to move it to the other end. There are 3 switch options. The first is a line voltage powered wireless switch that does on-off, dimming, and scenes. The second is a battery powered that does all the same functions, and you can slap this wherever you want. The third is a touchscreen, which is about as easy to use as your cell phone and does all the same functions as the first 2. All right, let's on to the...
Hey Floyd.
Whoa. Are you in my video again?
Well, somebody's got to keep you in line. Could you tell them how all the components come together?
All right, I will talk about how all these pieces go together. Happy?
Yeah.
The wireless area controller, Cooper calls it a WAC, I call it a brain. Think of it as a router. It talks to all these devices wirelessly through a Zigbee mesh signal. What that means to you is if a device falls off, the other devices will find a fast path to keep the communication going. The WAC is capable of talking to 150 devices. As we know, no project can have the same fixture everywhere. What do you do in your warehouse? What do you do for the parking lot? What do you do for the pedestrian walkway? Got a solution for you. This factory integrated sensor is IP65 rated and able to mount up to 40 feet. It'll cover all those solutions. You're going to be amazed. Are you ready for this? Out of the box, this system is already working. The aux sensors turn the fixtures on and off, and to get the switches to work, you hit the pair button on the WAC, cycle the power, hit the button on the switch, and now that room works. This is all done before any type of commissioning. Okay, now to wrap things.
Last thing.
Let me finish my video.
Pop quiz. What are all the key features of WaveLinx?
Okay, I'm going to ace this. Get out of here. Occupancy, vacancy, daylighting, plug load, power management, HVAC, luminaire level lighting control, and my favorite, wireless without batteries. Nailed it! Well, that about wraps up this short demo on WaveLinx. Hope you learned a little something today. If you have any questions, reach out to your local friendly CTAC rep.
Hey, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing.